There we go. Hi, everyone. It's 2:30 p.m. and you're watching Innovation Fika with me, Donny, here live from Stockholm, Sweden, broadcasting from KTH, the biggest tech university in Sweden. Of course, the best one as well. KTH Innovation is the innovation department at KTH, and I work here as a business coach and innovation strategist and lots of other things as well. But this show has got nothing to do with that, actually. This show is my Innovation Fika, my innovation coffee break, where I get to interview really cool people with some really cool ideas and always with some really cool key learning lessons as well. All of these shows that are broadcast live are also recorded and put on YouTube. So check out my YouTube channel, Innovation Fika, on YouTube. After this show, we will have 90 episodes. Imagine that, 90 episodes of this Innovation Fika with me, with the world's fastest half an hour, 30 minutes coffee break chat with me, Donny. All of my written content is on Medium. I write almost daily. I don't post daily, but I write almost daily. I think I've hit I should hit 500 posts about startups and entrepreneurship and leadership and inspiration now before the end of the year. I'm aiming for 500 before the end of 2022. So check that out on Medium, Donny S. Ligonis. My name, Donny S. Ligonis on Medium. Also on LinkedIn. Follow me on LinkedIn. That's where I post everything, most of it anyway. But enough about that, enough about me. Hello to everybody watching as well, of course. Post in the comments where you're from and ask questions and comment as we go along. Today, I have the great pleasure. This is actually the last show of the year. So we're ending off the year with a bang with Yuval here, live from Berlin. Yuval Ackerman, email strategist.
Hi, Donny. Happy shortest day.
Welcome to my small, humble show, episode 90. Happy to have you here.
Happy to be here, and congrats on 90 episodes. Wow.
I know it's crazy, but the thing is, it's consistency. It's just if you just do it once a week, every week, after a number of weeks, you'll have a number of shows. That's amazing how that works. Actually, consistency.
Yeah.
So anyway, Yuval.
Yes.
I always start the show by asking my guests who generously agree to spend time with me for 30 minutes. And I ask them, and I will ask you as well. So, Yuval, who are you and what do you do?
I am a creative. I'm a writer. I am so many different things, have so many different hats. But what I do for a living is I do ethical email strategy and copywriting. And that means that I basically work with companies that are disruptors that couldn't care less about the best practices and want to do things differently and better with their emails, because emails are a conversation, there are a dialogue, and more companies are understanding that now. They understand that they need to deepen the connection with their subscribers, and I'm there to help them to do that all the way through.
So what do you, okay, now this is diving straight into the subject of today's subject is actually how to grow your business with ethical email marketing. So many keywords now. And you also mentioned a number of things in your short presentation that I will be asking you about, but let's start with the ethical email part. Why not just email marketing?
Because email marketing, when you talk about most people in the world, I'm talking about business owners specifically, the responses are pretty split, pretty equally. Either people or business owners hate it completely and kind of squirm in their seats, or they love it and they've seen a lot of revenue and return on investment from that, but it usually doesn't feel right. And I'm there helping, those business owners who see, amazing results from it, but want to do it right. Because the truth is, in the past, maybe 2 decades or 3 decades, email marketing in general, but email marketing specifically, became this really sleazy place. Not a lot of people like hanging out in their inboxes, which is quite astonishing because we check our emails several times a day, but we don't like it. So what I'm trying to do, what I'm doing is I'm helping those companies, those businesses to kind of flip the script and make it a much nicer experience and think of the customer journey as a whole, and helping them do it better.
So what do you actually do then? If a company says, "Hey, we want to do something with email here," what do you actually do then?
Mm. It depends. I need to dive into the customer service, the voice of customer data, interviews, feedbacks. I need to really understand the customer journey, and see, first of all, where can we tweak existing or optimize existing marketing materials and email flows. So those are the quick wins, so to speak. And then dive deeper into, okay, what can we create from scratch that is actually supporting our mission. It looks and feels very differently for each and every company.
Okay, but and do you tell them do this and then they do that, or do you copyright and design and everything? What's your sort of?
It's definitely collaboration. There are things that I'm telling them, okay, you need to fix that, because I do copywriting and strategy. I do not know how to design or code or things like that. I mean, I know basic stuff, but you don't want to hire me for that. Anyhow, if I tell them, you need to fix your sign up form, for example, and this is what you need to have there in the inner sign up form, then I tell them how it needs to look like, what it needs to feel like, the entire user experience. And then they go ahead and implement that. Or I write the emails for them and they hand it over to their designer or email list manager and implement those emails. And so I can later on get into the systems and test it and see that it looks, feels like what we intended.
But you also said something in the beginning here. Let's see now. You said that you work with disruptive companies who want to do something different and not according to the the old rules. And what do you mean by that? I mean, what's the old stuff and what's the new stuff?
Okay, let me give you a very common example that I'm very publicly loud about. For example, e-commerce companies that throw coupon codes at you, so you sign up for their email list. Now, just because everyone else is doing that doesn't mean that your subscribers actually want your 10%, 20%, whatever percent coupon code, discount, whatever, from off of their first purchase, because not every client or not every new subscriber wants to get their first order like in the first week of knowing you. You actually need to get deeper into the psyche and behavior of your subscribers and understand, okay, are we just throwing discounts at them because this is what everyone is doing and it's apparently successful for other businesses? Or is it what our subscribers and our clients want? Most times, I would even go as far as to say, actually, no, that's not what all of the subscribers of all of the companies want. You really need to talk with the subscribers and understand what moves them to action.
Yeah, and then you're saying talk to the subscribers, as in having a conversation with them, and that's in the email traffic as well, right? Or
Absolutely.
how do I have the conversation?
In every way you can. Enticing conversation can, okay. I always say that the hierarchy of the mental heavy lifting of emails it goes like this. The easiest thing to do is to open an email, obviously. Clicking is second. Replying and conversions, they are kind of similar in the sense that it's really hard to get both of them, because also conversions don't really rely necessarily and only on the email itself. So asking for replies, please do. A lot of companies are still kind of blocking the email address or having no reply in an email address. I know, it blows my mind. How is this still happening?
Yeah, but you just sent me an email. Why can't I answer it? Or why can't why
Exactly.
it's yeah.
So this is one, but also you can move the conversation to platforms where it's easier for your subscribers to communicate with you. I see emails as the whole, as a part of the whole email user experience. So if it's easier for your subscribers to actually click on something in your emails, go onto Instagram, for example, and write you a message there, fantastic, great. Then we're directing the traffic to where it's easier for them to, and like stupidly easy for them to communicate with you. Enticing replies, and one of my favorite things to do is to actually schedule calls with your subscribers every month to really understand what makes them tick and what would they like to see
You
more
mean I
of.
have to speak to my customers?
I know, right?
Can't they just be over there and give me all of their money without me having to actually,
This is exactly the best practices that I've been talking about all along, Donnie. Not wanting to hear from your subscribers. Oh my gosh, I know,
I know.
revolutionary, right?
I used to work for a big organization. I won't say which. And the worst thing they knew was having to get in touch with the darn members because they were just such a hassle. And I was like, sort of, yeah, but they're kind of paying our salaries. So maybe,
Yeah.
yeah, anyway. So, question here from Daniel. Oh, no, comment actually. Interesting concept. I also try to create ethical emails, but my angle is relating to accessibility and inclusiveness and an inclusive lens. Interesting. There are different definitions of ethical there. What do you put into ethical, Yuval?
So I always say that ethical means different things to different people and different companies. And as long as we're talking about things being ethical and being done better than what we see out there in the wild, that's great. We're already ahead of our competition. Inclusiveness and accessibility, I see that as a huge part of what ethical emails are. I don't think that most companies think about that because there are things that are a bit more urgent than accessibility and inclusiveness. However, I do think that this is something that we need to talk about more and plan for much more in advance. I definitely think that being inclusive and being or basically adjusting and optimizing our emails to be more accessible, that's a huge part, and we need to do better at that too.
Yeah. So, okay. So, but some basic stuff. I mean, no, let's, any more sort of typical things that you see traditional, any companies doing wrong? Like, okay,
Mm.
well, not having a reply email is an obvious one, which people seem to forget all the time. Anything else that is sort of like a typical thing that, oh, why this is always kind of,
Yeah. I mean, I have a bunch of them. In the past couple of years, how many emails have you received from a company that you've never heard of that started with a subject line, and the subject line started with a re or forward?
yeah, yes.
You never heard of them before. It's not a re, it's not a forward. It's a tactic to to increase
That's
open rates.
that's a simple clickbait kind of thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. And the most outrageous example that I can think of is a company that I subscribe to see what their welcome sequence is all about. And their first email of welcoming me into their world started with a re in the subject line. I have never unsubscribed faster.
But that's so interesting because, okay, so it's bad enough not having a reply email because then it's really trying to keep me away, sort of kind of thing.
Hmm.
That's number one, I guess. And then if I feel, tricked by the subject line, you're not really building trust here.
Exactly. Exactly. Which is what we're trying to do with emails. We're trying to build a relationship.
Yeah.
If you're messing it up right from the get go, then I think you have a much bigger problem than just increasing open rates. You have a problem with trust, and you
Yeah.
need to kind of recalibrate everything and backtrack and say, okay, how do we fix that to begin with? And that's what I'm trying to help with.
But then, I mean, where one, I think there's, of course, there's levels, right? I mean,
Hmm.
there's one bunch of serious companies that are trying to actually get in touch with their customers, but maybe need to be doing things a bit differently. And then we have all of the, I mean, and then of course the other end of that scale is the the really bad the spammers, scammers, so over there, sort of kind of thing. But one thing that I get really annoyed with as well, and I know that no serious company would ever do that, and I hope that anybody listening who is a consultant or their own company, whatever, I hope they don't do this. When I get an email saying, "Hi, Donny, I'm just following up on the email I sent you a couple of weeks ago. Have you had time to look at this yet?" And then there's some kind of body of text. And I'm going, this is the first time I'm getting this email from anybody. And they're just trying to sort of, trigger my sort of, oh my God, I've missed an email. The thing is, this guy never misses an email. I know that you haven't sent it to me before, right? So don't try that one. And it's like, again, that will not make me want to talk to you more.
Exactly. When you start a relationship based on lies, this relationship will not end well.
No, I know, but it's somehow people think that it's like an old sleazy salesperson that just get in the door, then we're there, sort of kind of thing. But that's not a sales process. Is usually something between two people or people, and it's a long-term relationship effort.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned grow, though. You said, how can you grow a business using ethical email marketing? When you add the word grow into what you help companies do, what did you sort of put into that part?
So basically, the strategy has to include, excuse me, the strategy has to include a lot of nurturing, a lot of basically providing value to your subscribers. How does that value looks like or feels like? That is very different from one company to another. But basically, you need to think, okay, how does my product or my service helps my subscribers? How can we give in order to eventually make an ask or a request, and then your subscribers would think basically or feel, because we mostly make decisions from our emotional mind, if they gave us so much free value, okay, what's on the paid version that I can get more of, and then it's a win-win situation, because the freemium, let's call them, subscribers are getting value and they're becoming your evangelists, and they would spread the word about your company. They would forward, hopefully, if you entice them to, they will forward your emails. They will help you grow your email list. And the paying clients or customers will basically say, listen, we trust you. We want to hear more from you. We would like to learn from you. We would like to get your help. And they will become even bigger advocates for your company. So either way, it's a win-win situation. And this is how you grow a company through an email list.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, when we're talking about the ethical standpoint of thing, I know this in the olden days, in the beginning, there was all of these people sold email lists, and they sold names.
My God.
I
no.
And you
it's still happening, by the way.
I know. I was going to say, you still sometimes say, oh, by the way, I have a list of 1,000 healthcare professionals you can just buy simply from me from India. And let's just, for the record, for the people, I say, that's not the way to go, right? Okay, let's just get that out there. Just say it.
Actually, I think in Europe, it's actually illegal, if I'm not wrong.
No, it's not.
Don't do it.
It's not even legal anymore. But let's have it for the record that you do not. That's not how you build your. So how do you build a list of subscribers?
There are a few ways. First of all, some kind of a freebie or a lead magnet. Terrible term. I really want to find a new term for that in 2023. So either some kind of a lead magnet or some free resource. In eComm, it's some kind of a discount. What can we do? Or some kind of a BOGO, buy one, get one, or something like that. Something to entice people to get into your list. So that's one. Referrals are huge. Please do use that. And you need to tell your subscribers to actually do that. You can include that in the footer of your email, or actually in the header of the email. Why not? I know a few companies who are doing that and are doing tremendously well with that.
But
You
that's
can
how.
do all.
Sorry. Wait. Sorry for interrupting you. But referrals. I mean, how often do people forward like that kind of an email or refer? Do they do that? Do people do that? Then
Of
maybe they do.
course, of course. I mean, I don't have the data on this,
No, no,
because I
no.
don't.
I'm just thinking out loud here.
No, of course, because think about it this way. If you make it stupidly easy for your subscriber to forward something, do you know? Okay, let me ask you this, Donnie. When you see something good on the internet,
Yes.
wherever you are, and you think of someone who might enjoy it as well, do you tag them? Do you send it to them?
Yes and no. I very seldom tag people. I might
Hmm.
copy a link and send the link to them. Yes, I do that. You know,
Most people,
I'll
yeah,
send a web
most
page
people
link to
would.
them. Yeah, but
Yeah,
I'm very sort of reluctant to tag people in comments and things like that.
fair enough, fair enough. But most people in the world, most people that I know, if they think of someone when they read something online and would like to share it with that specific someone, they would forward it in some way or
Yeah,
another.
yeah.
In emails, it's the same. You just have to make it stupidly easy for your subscriber to do so.
Huh, maybe that's an overlooked tip that we don't think of. You know, make it easy to forward stuff. Okay. Well, now I mean, actually looking at the time here, world's fastest half an hour, and we don't let our guests go without them at least leaving us with like 3 concrete tips. What do you have like some really solid 3 tips for us regarding how to work your email more ethically and how to grow your business using ethical email marketing?
Sure, absolutely. Tip number one, think of your subscriber as someone that you have a conversation with, and as an equal. You're not above or superior to anyone. You simply have some kind of a solution that might be helpful to your subscribers. So that's one. Be a human being first. Um, Second of all,
Tip number 1, just comment on tip number 1, which was a very good tip, which is a very good tip, by the way. It also, I mean, that gets me thinking of, well, that makes it into a conversation directly, right?
mhm. Exactly. Exactly. Which leads me to tip number two, entice your subscribers to give you feedback as much as possible. Because
Mhm.
without their feedback, without some kind of a product market fit, you don't really have a justification to even have or run an email list.
You mean I should actually take away the no reply thing and add
I know, right? It's like, so revolutionary.
no more no replies? Okay.
Actually, ask your subscribers to reply, invite them to coffee chats, or feedback sessions or whatnot. And email number three, forget about everything that you know about email marketing and think of your subscriber and their experience first. Um, Whatever email best practices are, maybe some of them are concrete and relevant to your business and email list, but mostly I would say just copying someone else's success just because it's working for someone else doesn't mean that it would actually work for you and your subscribers. So question everything, test things out, have fun with it. It shows. And yeah, just because everyone is jumping off a cliff doesn't mean that you need to do that too.
Mhm. No, I think that the thing is, I will add something to everything you've said here that might be. Thing is, it takes engagement and
Hmm.
energy and actual commitment because you
Hmm.
actually have to sit down and you actually have to write an email to a person, and as me writing an email to you, and it's not just about adding another, oh, let's 10 discount 10% whatever and just churn it out there. It actually is have, because I remember I've been running a couple of services myself through the years, and the ones that have been more successful have been the ones where I have actually every week. I had one service I ran. It was a fitness thing online, and every week I sat down and I wrote an email to all of the members and all of the users and all the subscribers. They were in the thousands, not 10,000s, but a couple of thousand people. But I sat down, every week I wrote an email to them. It was every Friday, and it became a very personal thing because they were kind of, it was us, and that worked. It worked very well, but it took the effort and the time to have to spend the effort and time on that. So I think that's an important thing to add, that it costs energy and commitment and time and energy to really to do it honestly.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I'm smiling because my email, my newsletter is coming out on every Friday as well, and I do consider it as a love letter to my subscribers. And I agree, consistency is a huge thing in email marketing specifically, because if you think of, I always like comparing it to having a neighbor that never says hello to you, never kind of you don't know who they are, and all of a sudden they knock on your door and they ask for a cup of sugar or a cup of milk, and you're like, who are you again? So I compare email marketing to that. If you don't take the time and the effort and the energy, or maybe even the investment to actually sit down and connect with your subscribers, trying to sell to them is exactly like being that intrusive neighbor that never says hello to you in the hallway or whatever, and asks you for something without,
really good analogy. We have from Faith here, sincerity and integrity. Indeed. Totally, Faith. We both agree, both me and you. Well, we're nodding away here.
Yeah.
We're heading up at almost 3 o'clock here. Innovation Fika every Wednesday afternoon, 2:30 p.m. with me, Donnie, and with wonderful guests like Yuval. Episode 90. Any last words? That's a horrible thing to say. Because we're actually ending off the year here as well, Yuval. This is the last show, scheduled show of the year. Who knows what will happen next week? I don't think there will be a show, but you never know. Depends on where I am. Maybe I'll be chin deep in snow, and I'll be broadcasting from snowy Sweden. And I'll be thinking of you, Yuval. So, it's 25 degrees below. You should be here with me. I wish you were here. No. What should we end off with? If you're going to give them a good send off here for the 2023.
2023. Big question. I think if you really want to learn how to do this better, just send me a message. I would love to converse with you. If you really want to learn about me, about what I'm doing, join my email list. It's on my LinkedIn, first link that you see below my tagline. And I am more than happy to help you improve your overall email experience. So just send me a message. I don't bite.
Perfect. What a wonderful ending as well. Perfect ending to wrap up the show, how to grow your business with ethical email marketing. Thank you, Val, for being a guest on my show today. I've enjoyed it immensely. I hope you have happy holidays and get some rest. And then we can both start 2023 taking off like that. And thank you, everyone, for watching. Thanks for all the comments. And with that, I will say it's almost 3 o'clock. So with that, goodbye, everyone. And thank you for this year. I will see you next year, Wednesday afternoons, 2:30 p.m. Innovation Fika. Okay. Take care. Goodbye.